Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to curl your hair, and it is actually easier to curl hair when it's long and a little bit more difficult when it's shorter like this. And you can opt for the thicker ones like these or the thinner barrel, which will give you a tighter, smaller curl. But for today, I'm going to teach you how to do it with the thicker barrels. So this gives off more of a wavy curl as opposed to a tight curl. So what you want to do is always curl outward. So I'm going to start with the left side. So just take a chunk of hair, and this is what I usually do. I don't do equal chunks of hair. So normally I would do a little bit thicker for the first ones. So just clip that in there and then twist it. Make sure that the barrel is upright like this. So try not to curl it this way or that way. Just make sure it's upright like this. That way you've got the spiral type of curl. So I usually count to 20. So I'm guessing that's already 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then simply release and gently let go, going down. Don't release it this way. Don't release it that way, because then it changes the way that the curl forms when you release the clip. So I don't usually go straight this way. I go randomly. I feel that it gives off a more natural but really crazy way of looking at the curls as opposed to like a super fixed curl that looks like it was curled. So we're looking for messy bedhead, but really nice looking curls here. So once again, just count to 20. And what I normally do is while I'm counting to 20 is I'm already grabbing onto the next pile of hair that I'm going to curl. So once that's done, remember, try to keep it upright, doing the same thing throughout the entire place. All right, so grabbing more hair. So this for me usually takes about 7 minutes to do. It depends. If I want looser curls, then it could take just 5 minutes. But if I want tighter curls, then I probably would leave the barrel onto the hair for a little bit longer. So once again, curling outward, away from your face. Otherwise, you're going to get a curl that looks really weird and doesn't look natural. And the worst thing about curling your hair is if you make a mistake and you curl the opposite way, sometimes your hair refuses to curl the right way. Like it'll stick to how you did it initially. And so it's going to be difficult to remedy it unless you kind of wet your hair a little bit. So make sure when you do this, you don't burn yourself, because I've done that before. I actually burned my forehead once when I was curling, I think, my bangs. And I guess good thing I had bangs, because then it didn't show. And by the time it healed, I didn't have my bangs anymore. So I'm moving now towards the back part of my hair. There you go. So just keep going downwards. After this, I'm going to show you what we have so far, but I'm sure you can see right there. So I've got like these strands here that I wasn't able to curl, so I can simply just go back to that after this section. There you go. And now we're moving on to these smaller bits, which are really just closer to the nape of my neck. So this is the trickier part when you have short hair and you're trying to curl it, because this section of your hair is just about this long, and if you have a thick barrel, then it just goes around the barrel about 1.5 times. So it won't be as curly, but if you can get it to just be not super straight so it doesn't look awkward amidst all of the wavy hair, then that works. Let me see if we've managed to take care of that. So this might be the last part on this side of my hair. There you go. And remember, you can always go back to it later if you feel like you need more curls here and there. So this time around, we're gonna work on this side. So since this way we curled outward, we have to curl outward here as well. So I'm gonna start with this chunk, and instead of curling this way, because that would mean you're curling inward, you have to curl outward. So twist it so that it curls outward like this. All right, don't worry if you don't get it right away. I'll be repeating it several more times on this side of my hair. There you go. So I've already gotten my next bunch of hair to curl. That way I don't waste time, and it's really good for time management when you're in a rush. So don't forget to curl outward. And it really helps when you have a clip with a curling iron, because without a clip, there's a tendency for the hair to just slip off. And then release that way. Next, gotta do this. And usually, unless you live in a humid climate area, my curls usually last for a long time, but I've noticed here in Texas it's pretty humid, so unfortunately there are times that I go out after curling my hair and it just becomes straight and fizzy. So that's when you need some hair products to make sure that your hair stays curled even amidst the moisture in the air. Okay, so I'm on this section now. Remember, I'm counting basically up to 20 for each section of the hair. Curling outwards, and then grabbing off the parts that I've left behind. Once again, it is easier to curl with longer hair just because you don't have to deal with these shorter bits like I do. But it is still possible to curl hair this short. It just takes a little bit more time. There's also a trick on curling the back part of your hair, which I'll get to in just a short while after I get done with the front part of this side of my hair. I've still got more strays over here, which I'm going to curl next. These are from the bottom part.
Outwards. Remember to curl outwards. And after this, I should be done with the front part.
There you go. So the front part is doing great. I now have to worry about my back part. So let me turn around so you can see what it looks like. So as you can see, it looks weird if it's curly here and then it's just straight over here. So I have to find a way to curl this part. So I'm going to take sections, and I usually do smaller sections on the back part just so that it gives it that like volume. It goes up higher. So I take sections like this small and then I curl it. So if I'm on this part, I curl it outwards. If I'm on this part, then I curl it outwards this way. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm taking portions from this side. So I'm going to be curling it outward.
Getting more chunks on the back. And curling it outward.
And once again, when you do like a messier type of curls, it's easier to not make it so perfect because obviously it's supposed to not look so perfect. So there's more leeway for you to just kind of make do with what you have already. Okay, so maybe I'll just do one more on this section of my hair. And then I'll move to the other side. Okay, so now I'm moving to the other side, and that would mean I'll be curling outward. So just as how I did it earlier, it has to be curling outward. So just always remember to curl outward.
Getting more chunks for that. And then curling outward. I think it should be done in about 3 more curls.
Well, I can't really see it right now. Normally, I would look in a mirror to check it out, which means I could probably do that right now. Let's see. So we've got the back part, and if it doesn't look so perfect, you can just kind of mess it up a little bit, you know? That way it's supposed to look messy. And from the side, I'm trying to look for, there you go. From the side, just make sure it looks messy. If you feel like there are still some portions that need to be curled, like this part, then you can just go back to it. So I can go back to that now, since I may have missed that. So just always make sure, if you want it to look really good, is to look at it from behind and from the side with another mirror. It makes it easier that way, and you can always just go back to the areas that need a little bit more curl.
Okay, so let's double check. Once again.
The point here is not to look so perfect. It is merely to give the hair some body. Okay, and on the other side, how's it looking? Looks better on the other side. I always find it easier to curl this side of my hair rather than this side. Maybe because the outward motion this way is just weird for me. But that is how to curl your hair. And if you've curled your hair, one word of advice is don't touch your hair after. Like, try to resist the urge to comb your hair with your fingers, or even don't even dare combing your hair or brushing your hair. Just after you curl your hair, leave it. Let it uncurl on its own. The messier it looks anyhow, I think, the cuter it looks. So this is one way to get easy curls, which without me talking would actually just take about 10 minutes max. There you go. And now you should be ready to go. If you have questions, please do write it in the comment section below. And if you have suggestions or you'd like me to try something new, let me know. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you watching. Bye!